Hello and welcome to my channel, and today we are back to Dragon Race into the Night. So this is a giant diamond painting that I'm converting from a cross stitch pattern. So it's this picture, if you've not seen it, and also if you have no idea what I'm talking about, or it's your first time here and you want to catch up with everything I've done so far, I'll put a playlist up in the corner, and that has got everything from the very start of doing my cross stitch conversion. So yeah. Oh, what day is it? It is Monday the 18th of August. So it's been a hot minute since I've worked on this painting, probably about 2 months at this point. So yeah, we will get started. But before I do, I just want to give a quick shout out and a thank you. I have to do it now or else I'll forget. So Louise from my diamond painting place, she saw my last video. If you remember, I had a list of drills that I needed to buy. And actually, it's a good plan. I'll get my pen because, bless her, I have some drills. So Louise sent me a little note. That's a little Winnie the Pooh paper, and yeah. So she sent me. Let's cross them off the list. So 3862. Get rid of that. 3072. Where was that? There. Don't need to buy that. 3860. Some of these colours, they do have a couple of dye lots in them, but that's okay. That's the beauty of confetti. The confetti diamond paintings is, it doesn't really matter if there's multiple dye lots. 3371. That's a good one. Look, there's a nice big bag of that. I need loads of that. So that is a thing of beauty. 3772. 3861. 3766, and last but not least 931. So that means I only need 1, 2, 3, 4 things to top up on, and none of them are urgent, so I'll probably wait until the 11/11 sale on AliExpress. Best sale of the year. Oh no, and there's another one. Look, I missed one. Oh, I missed two. I'm going blind. Right, 3856. 3856. It's a little one. 3842. Okay, even better. I'm only outstanding 2. So thank you so much, Louise. That's good. I only need to buy 2. And also, she sent me there's a little diamond painting. Well, a little diamond. We have got ourselves a couple of little stickies. I do like the little rainbow and the smiley clouds. But she sent me some cover reminders. How cute are these? They're so cute. So I think, well, for a start, let's take him off. And we'll use one today. Right, so let's get them out of the way. I'll no need to kit up because obviously I did the kitting up in the previous video. So they can just go in my stash. But yeah, thank you so much, Louise. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it because this diamond painting needs so many drills. And Louise does have a channel. If you're not familiar with her, she is at my diamond painting place. I will link her channel down in the description. So do please go check her out. She had a little break, but that's okay because I had a little break. But yeah, do please check out her channel and send her some love as a thank you, if nothing else, for sending me some drills. But yeah, I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. She's got a lovely accent. She's Scottish. This is like, I do love a Scottish accent. Right, so we're going to use our teddy. What's that? I don't like that bit of black there. Right, let's put me cover minder on. And as you can see, where's the metal? Right, as you can see, I have already marked up this little area that we're going to work on today. Sorry, I had to put the overhead light on today because it's quite gloomy out there. Right, let's go with that. What's he stuck on? There we go. Hello, Teddy. Yeah, so we're going to do 6 squares today. I might, if it's going slow, what I might do is I might do a little bit in the middle as a time lapse so that it doesn't drag on so long. But yeah, so much to talk about. But let's get cracking on this first of all. So I've got a pen here that is just from Amazon. I do have an unboxing for that somewhere on the channel if you want to look it up. I probably won't be using it much today. I've got a 4-placer on the end. That's from Diamond Art Club. But mainly it's here for the straightener because it's square and I tend to place with tweezers. Talking of tweezers, these are the angle node tweezers that I like. I get these ones from the Diamond Art Studio kits because, you know, who needs wax? I do have a Diamond Art Club pen here. I just keep it in case, like I say, I place with tweezers, and so I just use it. If there's a little circle right in the middle that needs a solitary drill, it can be tricky to get in with the tweezers. So sometimes I use a single placer. Got a little trashy Admiral Zest tray for my trash. I've just got a Diamond Art Club tray here. I like these trays. I don't know why. I can't really explain what it is I like about these trays. The only thing is about they're a bit wide. They do a smaller tray. I'll have to look, like for the one I got with my what do you call them, mini dazzles. I think they're slightly smaller. It might fit my hand better, but yeah. So that's what we're using today. Links to everything that I use, where I got my drills from, my storage, my canvas, etc., etc. Oh, and also I do have a tablet here with, of course, Patternkeeper on. So let's just get my brain together, because I'm all over the place. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if that's because I haven't worked on it for a while, or because it's Monday, or possibly both. Let's just move that there. So let's pick a colour, and then we'll get talking. Like I say, I have a lot to talk about. Things have been happening. Right, let's go. I always start with the ones that I think I've got the least colours off first, because it's easier then to keep track of the grid. Right, 7, 7, 9. Okay, let's do that. But before we start talking about me, let's talk about you. Hello, how are you? I hope you are keeping well, and I don't know, just enjoying your summer, I guess. And if things aren't great, then, well, thank you for spending your time with me instead, and hopefully it will help take your mind off things, because that's why a lot of us do this hobby, is to just, escape the trials and tribulations of the real world sometimes, because that can be quite depressing sometimes, can't it, with everything going on in the world. Right, let's tick that off. But yeah, what have you been up to? I hope you're enjoying your summer. It's I can't remember. I started to say, I think, or I got sidetracked. I know I thought about saying it, but it's overcast here, so that's why I've got my light on. So there's a little bit of a glare from like the plastic. Sorry, Teddy. He's got a pineapple. I do like a pineapple. I'll have to think up a name for him, or maybe you can help me think up a name. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I only want 4. 1, 4 here. Give this little guy a name. But yeah, so I've got the light on because today, of all days, it's we had another heat wave last week, which is the 4th of the year. So a heat wave isn't just like, oh yeah, it's a bit hot. It's like a scientifically designated temperature where it has to break it. I think it's 4 days in a row. So for London, I think it has to be higher than, I think it's 28. I can't remember if it's 28 or 30. No, I think it's 28. If London is higher than 28 degrees, I can't remember what that is. In the other one, I think like maybe 80 or 82, something like that. I don't know. Then if it's that for more than 4 days running, so bearing in mind, I saw somebody the other day saying they was from Florida, and it was like Florida, and they were like, oh, 80 degrees, that's nothing. We get that all the time. What's all the fuss about? Right, it is not the same. As someone who has been to Florida in hotter weather, it is definitely not the same. Like you've got like a lot of where did you come from? You've got a lot of the pollution, so it really traps it. So first of all, 80 degrees is not 80 degrees. It has an 80 degrees. Like in winter where it's like the wind chill factor, and it's usually colder. For us, we have our 80 degrees, but feels like 85 degrees, that sort of thing. And also, because we don't have the air conditioning, like there is literally no escape. Well, we have air conditioning in our home. We've got our little air conditioning unit, but most people do not. There is no escape. And like Florida, it's just not like that. You can walk, like you walk down the street, there's like a shop. You walk through the shop, it's like the Arctic. It's like a place where you actually carry a sweatshirt with you or something like that, because indoors it's freezing. So yeah, it is definitely not the same. You have no idea what it's like to have it so hot and to have nowhere to escape to. So yeah, not like Florida. I could have reached through. It was a YouTube video. I could have reached through. It wasn't a diamond painting one. I could have reached through and just like, oh, give them a piece of my mind. Right. So this is 3750, which is. So we're doing this is fairly confetti. This is the tree up here. I thought I'd move across the painting so we can get to the dragons. But yeah, so overcast today, and only it was like 17 degrees. It's like over 10 degrees cooler than it was like on Friday. It's just like the weather is like a yo-yo. It's like, oh, it's really, 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 really hot. Oh no, it's not. Well, it's not cold, but it's not warm today. Because even though it's 17 degrees, it's so overcast and there's wind. It's like quite breezy. So yeah, it's a bit fresh. So it's not autumn yet. Oh, the talking of other things that set me off at the moment on YouTube videos. Like so many people were like, "Oh yeah, they're talking about fall and autumn," and it's just like, and they have been for a while. It's like a good couple of weeks. People have been talking about how it feels like autumn. No, it was the beginning of August. The beginning of August is not autumn. Why are you wishing your life away? I mean, I get it. Some people enjoy autumn, and I do as well. I'm oh, what would I say? I don't dislike any season really. I'm not like, oh, I hate it when it's cold. The only thing I hate is when it's raining all the time, and that can happen any time of year. Apart from that, I don't mind if it's cold. Um, I I do kind of mind if it's too hot for too long. Where do I want it there? Yes. Um, but like even though we have heat waves now, they're never usually more than, well, heat wave is 4 days on the row, so it's usually not much longer than that. And so yeah, stop wishing your life away. Why are you? Just 5 minutes from now, it's going to be like it's Christmas. Like, why are you wishing? Like, there's another one. I kept dropping this 779. It's like, stop already. Stop. Why are you wishing for the end of summer? And I kind of get it because I think in the US, kids do go back to school a little bit earlier than the UK. Like sometimes for us, it's like the second week of September. But still, come on, guys, stop it. It's summer, and it is still summer. August is summer. Stop saying it feels like autumn. It is not. Right, 123, 123. What's this? 938. So this is my weather and time of the year rant. Just if it's been one person, I wouldn't have thought about it. But it's just like it's like a buzzword. You know how everybody gets a little buzzword, and they start talking about it, and then everybody starts talking about it. It's like, no, stop that. I am not ready. It is not the end of summer yet. It has to be at least September, which even now is like, well, nearly 2 weeks away. Then when it's September, you can start calling it fall, even though it's not really. Very, very early fall. Autumn. But right, yeah, so that's enough of that. I tell you, it's just because I've been not in a bad mood, but the week before last it was just everything. Well, I say everything went wrong. Everything broke. It was one of those weeks, and we had an engineer coming out to look at something else for our cable system. So that was scheduled for like the Tuesday, I think it was, and then Monday it got up. And what was wrong? Oh, so it's just a small thing, but it's like I woke up and I was like, we've got one of those. It's like a Brita, but it's not a Brita. It's a fake Brita because it's cheaper. And hang on, let me just pick another colour. And I got up on the Monday morning, and I was like, do you know what? I need to change the filter because it's time. So I changed the filter, and it's like one of these like twist and lock, and I twisted it, and I just heard this big crack, and then I looked at it, and all the like in the locking mechanism of the jug, like it's all sort of stress fracture in the plastic, so it's turned into like a spider's web. I'm like, it's snapped in such a way, 327, that I'm not sure I'll be able to get the filter off. That I fortunately went on when I was putting it on the next one, so at least I've got water for the moment. But I think I'm not sure if I can get it off without like a big chunk coming off. So that annoyed me. I was just like, right, I haven't had it that long either, but you guess what? You get what you pay for, don't you, sometimes? So I got that the end of last year. So it's like 10 months old. But, it should last longer. So, so I went to Amazon and left them a stinking review. I don't usually bother with reviews because I'm too lazy. But this one, I was just like, right, I'm going to leave them a stinking review for not lasting very long. So that was Monday. And then I sat down at my computer and I was like, hang on, what's that? There's something on my screen. No, it's not something on my screen. My monitor. I've got an iMac, and along the bottom there was just like this bar, and you could see through it. And then when I looked at it really closely, there was just like fine lines. I was like, whoa, that is not a healthy look. So I played around with the settings and I rebooted and all this sort of thing. I took a screenshot, and that's when I knew that it was the monitor, not like something wrong. And it wasn't a software problem, because I could take the screenshot of the bottom of the screen, move it up, and it looked fine. So I knew it wasn't a thinky problem. It was a physical problem. I was just like, oh no. So then I googled that, and that's when I found out that it's a bit of a known issue for this variety. What's the word I'm looking? This version of iMacs that I've got now. My iMac is like, well, I think it's going to be 4 years old in October. No, end of September. And so, it's not too bad, but it's not amazing. But you know what computers are like. Like, it works absolutely fine. Well, until the screen went. Works absolutely fine, which is good news for a computer, because it just like that, everything updates so quickly and software updates so quickly. I think I've done something wrong. Oh no, I'm all right. It's there. And suddenly things stop working and software stopped working, or you can't have two things open at once suddenly because it's just too overwhelmed. But it's been fine. It's been absolutely fine. So I was like, oh, this is so annoying. But I'd already kind of been looking around for a computer because I knew it was starting to get a bit long in the tooth. So I kind of knew what I wanted to do, and I'd already made up my mind that I wanted to stop getting an iMac. I like iMacs because they're nice little all-in-ones. Like, you unbox it and plug it in, and bam, you can go, you're away. But this is not the first iMac to die on me, where it's like the screen, or it's part of the iMac has gone, but I've had to toss the screen because they're all in one unit. So I'm like, right, okay, that's a new computer I need, and I've got to buy a monitor as well. But at least once I do, it'll it's future proofed. If one goes, then I don't have to replace both. It's been separated. So I've got the iMac. I've got a Mac Mini. Should be cool, and it's more powerful than my old iMac. So that is going to be good. I just need to pick myself up a monitor. I've been researching that. Fortunately, my old computer still works. So while I've been kind of setting up, I just set up the iMac and connected to a TV while I'm setting it up, because no, I don't need to work on it just yet, and then I'll get a monitor. I've been researching it, trying to find out something that works, that plays well with Mac, because not everything does sometimes, because all these companies, they kind of like to make it difficult so that you buy their product instead. But wow, I don't know what they are in the States, but like one of these Retina models, like monitors, think it was a 27-inch. I don't think it was a 32. I think it was a 27, and it was £1,700. Now, in dollars, that's something like $2,500 for a monitor. It's not even the computer. I'm like, oh, that is not happening. Just like, nope. So I've been looking into alternatives, considerably cheaper alternatives. That's insane. Like Retina is nice, but it's not that nice. Like even just getting a 5K monitor, I can get that for half the price. And Retina is pretty much 5K. It's a bit more complicated than that, but yeah, I'm like, oh, great. So that's gone. And then what else broke? And then the same week, oh yeah, I put up some new blinds. They're just like these, like sort of temporary blinds, you know, the sort of sticky ones. And we just put some up just to help with the sun, reflect back the sun a bit, and because it's been so hot. And you know what? We put them up, and like 2 of them fell down straight away. Well, no, like within a week. Now we've had these blinds in other places, so I know that's not normal. But I was just like, really? So that I woke up to that another day. I think that was the Wednesday. I'm like, oh. So I went to Amazon and I left them a review as well. Did I mention I never leave reviews? I left 2 stinky reviews in a week. They must have wondered what was going on. And then I was like, the same morning, I was still like kind of half asleep. And I was like, I walked into the kitchen and I was just like, just something smell a bit off. It's like the rubbish, like the trash. Right, 317. And you know when you can kind of smell it and then you can't. It was just like you sort of just catch a whiff of something. And I was like all around the kitchen. I was like, something died. Like what's happened? Anyway, like in the end, I did track it down. So it was some potatoes, and I had bought some other potatoes to put on top. Like I just had a little basket of them, and I bought some new potatoes to make potato salad. And then the weather changed, and it wasn't so much. So they didn't get used, and it wasn't them. But what had happened was, because that little bag of potatoes was on top. I'd had some normal potatoes there that I'd completely forgot about. I've even bought more potatoes since then, and they was like sitting with the new potatoes. I'd forgotten completely that I had this bag of potatoes in there. If you've ever seen a rotten potato, you'll know what I went through. I'm like, oh my days. So it's just like they turn to mush. They just it's just watery mush. Anyway, so I was like, oh, let me get this into the recycling, and then I splashed myself with potato water. It was just like I was just like, oh, it's just one of those weeks. Oh, it's disgusting. It's just the other things that do that, I've once before, well, not once before. I'd love to say it was once before. I'm not the best at keeping track on my vegetable shelf life. I find some carrots do the same. They just turn to like mush. It's like so if you say this was a potato and you try and pick it up, like it wouldn't be here. It was just like your fingers just go. It like they're really difficult to deal with, and they're stinky. I was not happy. So and I got no one to myself to blame for that, for not keeping an eye. I just put more potatoes on top, and then I stopped looking. So I don't know how long they've been there. Not super long, but it's been hot. So it's just like they was just like not happy. Just like food turns so much more quickly if when it's hot like that. It's like bread. Like even in the bread bin, you keep it there, and like when it's hot, you leave it there too long. You don't have to worry about it being stale. It's just it's walking out the door. You know, it's got furry friends on it. I'm like, really? I only opened this like 2 days ago, and it's furry. But you know, that's kind of like because there's only the 2 of us. Like there's some people is like bread. That's not going to last 2 days, let alone go bad after 2 days. But obviously we eat things more at a slower pace. I'm like, oh, the potatoes was disgusting. Do not recommend. So that was the week that everything went wrong. What else? What am I doing? Right. Yeah. So that was 2 weeks ago. So last week was thankfully a bit better. But my printer only broke down a couple of, I think maybe 6 weeks ago. To be fair, the printer was really old. The printer was a lot older than my computer. Just like, I think I've had the printer for at least 11 years. So, I can't really complain about that one. Just, I could have done with it not all going at the same time. But that's the way, isn't it? I'm like, is that the threes? Because they say it comes in threes, don't they? It's like, is that the three things? Yes, hopefully it is. Right, that's got stuff on it. But so, yeah, that was that. And then what else? So, yeah, in a bit of... So this is real life news for me. It's a big deal for me. Nobody else is going to really care about it, but it will have an impact on the channel. Let's just say that, and hopefully a good one. Has that got curved back? Why is that not laying? No, sitting there properly. Do as you're told. It doesn't feel like it's sitting right. So yeah, real life news, but it should be good for the channel. It should be good news for the channel. So you may know, if you've been here a while, that I work from home, and I work in the travel industry. I say worked. So I thought, oh, what a time to find that I've done something wrong. Hang on. Okay, that needs to move across. Move those two across. I've left one out. There should be a purple one there. Right. So I've mentioned it before that see, I loved being in the travel industry and like helping people plan their holidays, and I was a bit of a trouble, fixer upper. When things go wrong, like that was my job to sort it out, sort of thing. But post COVID, oh no, I said the word. I might edit that out. After the lurgy that shall not be named, I had a lot of anxiety because that was obviously a high stress point in the travel industry from a work point of view. So obviously there was all the other things to deal with the lurgy, but it was like, this was, oh come on, this is where I need my thing. Stop it. In there. Yeah, I won. Yeah, I suffered from a lot of anxiety just because there were so many problems. It's like during the lockdown, and that carried over into even after things relatively got back to normal. Like it got to the point where I would feel a lot of anxiety because anytime somebody had a problem and I had to fix it, it should have felt normal and quite not mundane, but like easy to handle. But I would always feel since then quite anxious about it. Even like making phone calls, like I would have all these scenarios run through my head about they won't be able to, whichever supplier I had to call, they wouldn't be able to fix it. They'd tell me no. It'd be complicated, and I'd have to demand to speak to a manager, and like none of these things happened because like it's quite common for things to go wrong with people's vacations. So like it's normal, and it should have been normal, but for me it stopped being normal, and it became quite stressy. And I did love when it was good, it was very good, and there's something very satisfying as well about being able to help someone. And after the fact, after fixing something, it would feel good because right, let me go back to this one, the one I missed before I forget. 327. But that anxiety in between was crippling. Like I just it was awful. Anyway, I decided sometimes you reach a point in your life where, I mean, I'm not old enough to retire yet, unfortunately, but I am getting into later years. So, like retirement, we're starting to have retirement talks, even though we're not there. My other half is older than me. He's like 3.5 years older than me, so he's approaching that before me. So conversations about retirement are popping up and the like. And so you start thinking about, personal happiness, I guess. You start to reach this point, 3031, where you think, like, I could keep doing what I'm doing, and then when I retire, it'd be great. I can stop all this. But sometimes you start to have things happen. You start to have this realization as well that you are not only just getting older, but like life is more fragile. I mean, I don't want to make it out to be some sort of dramatic thing, but things happen sometimes that remind you of your own mortality, and then you start to think, well, it's no good gritting your teeth and working through something for this like rainbow at the end of the journey, because you might not make it to the end of the journey. So you start to think about not so much about your plans for your future, but like your happiness now. Sorry, this is really deep. But you know what I mean. It's all well and good saying, oh yeah, I've saved up for my retirement and we're going to do this and we do that. You might not make it that far. It's important that you have happiness in the moment, as well as and I still think of the future. I'm not planning on going anywhere quite yet, but you have a little scare, and you're reminded that that it's not a guarantee. 9:30. Anyway, I had this great epiphany. To be honest, it was like last year when I had my little scare, and so I've been thinking about it and planning it and all this sort of thing, pretty much since then. And it was never 9:30. 9:30. Okay, it was never anything fixed, solid, like when and where. Oh, hang on. No, that something's wrong. That should not be there. Should it? No. Let's put that up there. Oh, now I messed that one. Come on. Yeah, so there's never not been any sort of fixed plan in my head. I just knew at some point that I would want to move on from being in the travel industry, and because it was not bringing me joy. And so, obviously, I've been saving for it, and we're going on holiday later in the year, and that's all sort of booked and paid for, and it's just like, do you know what? If I'm going to take a career break, like the things lined up, all the things lined up, and I was just like, right now is the moment to take that break, have a think about life and the universe, and just next year then I will reevaluate. But for now, I'm just going to take some time to think about me, and I'm not going to think about work, getting a job, or anything like that, because I'm covered financially. Obviously, him indoors, he still works as well, so, and we don't have a mortgage or anything, so it's just like our daily bills, things like that. Like I say, I've been saving for it. I've got a cushion there to give me that freedom to just not think about anything except you know, just me for once. It's just like, because I don't do a lot of that. Oops, oh, there's my siren. Where's an ambulance? It just blew his little horn because he's coming to the junction. Right. Um, what was I saying? So yeah, I'm technically I would say I'm unemployed. But we're dressing it up because it's voluntarily. So I volunteered for this situation. It was a choice, not something that was dropped on me. And so we're calling it a career break. And I'm just gonna. I haven't really thought about how long for, except that it will be all of this year, I think, because we are nearly September. We're nearly in the autumn. If we're going to play that game, but yeah. So no, I thought I'd done it wrong. Um, yeah. So technically, I am unemployed, and will be for the rest of the year. And then come the new year, maybe we'll see how it's going and how the finances are, because it might be I can carry on without and still enjoy time to decide what to do, or it might be you only need one big sort of unexpected emergency to wipe out the cushion. So we'll see how it goes. I still have budget for my hobbies, but yeah, that's the good thing. So I'll have time to diamond paint more and color more, and that's why it's good for my channel as well, because for once, how I always say, I do have to stop. The job was very much, while I worked from home, I was very much at the beck and call of others. I couldn't plan anything. Like the amount of times I'd go on vacation and I'd have to work on vacation, which sounds good if like my vacation was paid for due to being in the travel industry, but it was not. It was just my vacation with my partner, who he still works out of the home. So like our vacation times are special because we both have time together to do things and be sociable and things like that. And then to have that spoiled by like I couldn't switch off. It was very hard to switch off. I would always have to check my email just in case. I would obviously tell all my clients I was away, but if an emergency comes up, an emergency comes up, and if emergency and emergencies mean you have to do it, you have to fix it. So yeah, I mean, several times I've been on vacation and like I've missed sailaways when I'm on cruise. So sailaway is when you're leaving port, and that's a big moment because you see the anchor come up, and people sometimes come to the dockside and wave you off. Sometimes people are late and you see them running for the ship and miss it. That's always a good one. The pier runners. If you ever Google, well, you don't have to Google, just on YouTube, just do a search for pier runners. You always get the people who were late to return to the ship. The ship does not wait unless you're on a excursion that's paid for, via the ship, an official excursion. Then they do not wait for you. You're just the people there in their flip flops. Anyway, yeah. So I've missed a couple of sailaways, and there's always a little deck party for those. It's a shame to miss that. And I've been at Disney World, and like I just packed my other half off. It's like, well, there's no point in both of us staying in and being grumpy. So he would go out and wander around the park by himself while I was in the room booking release day things. Oh, so yeah. So now this is going to be some me time, but it does mean as well that I'm in control of my time. So yeah, it's going to be weird. It's going to take some readjusting. It's only just happened, so but I've been finding that I still check my emails like too many times a day, and that it's going to take a while to just unwind, and hopefully, yeah, it's hopefully not too long. I reckon it'll be a couple of weeks though before I can just be sitting there saying, not really thinking about it. So yeah, that is big news for me. But hopefully, well, not hopefully, we'll just get summer out the way with, because I do have stuff to do. I'm going to do some painting and decorating. It's not a giant holiday. Fortunately, now it just means I've got no excuse for ducking some of the DIY things. So I'm going to be doing some painting and decorating. And this weekend's a holiday weekend, so I've got a bit of extra time because the other half obviously will be home an extra day. And yeah, so then so we'll just get all that out the way with. Then come September, I reckon. Come September, I'll just have time to think about the channel and do stuff, and hopefully post videos more often. Obviously, I've been giving a lot of thought of what I'm going to do with all this, not spare time. It's like I'm productive. I want to be more productive. What I've done wrong here? That should not. What is that? I just that's twice now, and it's like I've put things in places. Maybe I'll find in a minute where that should have been. So that's right. Yeah, so it means hopefully more videos. Though I'm not busting myself. That's another reason to wait till September, because YouTube is pretty dead, to be honest, over the summer. Like, my views plummeted through the floor. It's quite hard to. That's why I would never think. In a dream world, wouldn't you? You'd say, "Oh yeah, I could just do my channel, and that would be my, you know." But no, I don't think so. Oops. I'd have to be significantly bigger than I am. Look, I just threw them all over the painting. I'd have to be significantly bigger combined on both channels to be able to live off what I YouTube, and I that's not happening. That's not something. Like, that's what is brown. Where did that come from? Put that there. But that doesn't mean we can't give it a nice bit of love. The channel some love. Channels, because I've obviously got my colouring channel. But yeah, the plan is to post more videos. But not now, because there's no point, because there's nobody watching. Must admit, I've had my moments where I'm like, oh, nobody cares. It's just like, why do I bother? That YouTube is a roller coaster. It's an emotional roller coaster that I think a lot of people sort of underestimate. Or you think you can take it, but you think beforehand, you think, but it's all right. Yeah, I know. I expect it to be like that, 3.8, 3.4. But where YouTube is quite brutal is that you go through a rough patch, and it's like, yeah, I knew that would happen, so it's fine. And then it gets better, and you're like, yeah, no, that's fine. Okay, we did it. Trouble is, the rough patches come back, and that's why it's such a roller coaster. Like, every time you think, oh yeah, no, it's all right now. It's gone. The rug gets pulled out from you. I know there's a few, I don't know, like techie details at the moment with YouTube where like people are getting unsubbed. So yeah, check your subs, even if you're not talking mine. Right, I think I've just found where that. What have I done? So that goes there, and that is right. That is right. That is okay. Then we are right. Oh, I lost my flow. Yeah, so even if you don't check, even if you don't care if you're sub to me or not, check all your favourite creators, because there does seem to be a little bit of a thing going on, like notifications not being sent out. Check as well, if you've ever selected, because when you sub to someone, if you click the button, it's just like some notifications, or you can select all notifications, and that seems to be switching off. So people who have selected all notifications, not getting the notifications. I have thoughts about this. This is what happens when you have a lot of time to think, which I now have. So, because do you know what? Facebook is the same. It doesn't feel as bad because we're not as reliant on Facebook. But I have had to think. The other day, I had someone. I replied to something, and somebody hearted my reply to them. I was like, right, I've seen it. That's great, and that's fine. I wasn't expecting anything else. And then the next day, I went to Facebook, and I had a notification, and I looked, and it was the person had replied to my reply on Facebook. I was like, oh, all right, I'll go and check that out. And when I looked, they'd replied right after they'd hearted it at the same time. But I only got the notification for the one thing. And then I got the second notification like nearly 24 hours later. Yet they did both at the same time. I'm like, Facebooks, come on now. It's just don't do this. Right, there is one missing there. So that's probably one of these ones, but I can't remember which. So we're just going to do that, and we'll come back for that. So that's got me thinking, because I do not like this business of where people talk to me. It's not just about me talking to people and them not knowing it. It's about people talking to me and thinking that I'm ignoring them, stuff like that. So obviously I've been doing a lot of thinking and planning now that I've got time to do things for my channel. And initially it'd been talking about, because they've turned on communities in YouTube to where you can comment, and I haven't turned mine on. And I've decided, I was like, at the time I was like, well, I don't have time to monitor like that sort of thing. So I'm not turning on my communities for now. But now obviously I do have a lot more time, but now I'm thinking I don't want to switch on communities because I don't trust it. I don't trust YouTube to like show me notifications of people talking, and you know what I mean? It's just like, I don't want something like that that I can't trust. But I really want to work on like my community. And I know a lot of people have Facebook, a lot of creators have Facebook groups. But as I just mentioned, Facebook can't be trusted to tell you everything. I mean, I'd love to say that thing with the heart and the comment was a one-off, but it's not. I got tagged in a photo a while back, and when I looked, it was a week before they sent me the notification. A week. And they'd actually tagged me by name. Anyway, so I have a plan. It's a plan that I'm going to be doing in September. I'm kind of hoping that if you're here and you're watching this, I'm hoping you will get on board with this plan and potentially help me set it all up. Like, you'll be like the first people, pioneers, to set it up. See, I want something that I can trust. And I think the problem with the likes of Facebook and YouTube is that because it's social media, and social media, do you remember the times where, I didn't want to do that. Do you remember the days when you could go to Facebook and you'd actually see pictures from your friends and what in your timeline, and you scroll through and there'd be stuff, and it was all from people you know. Now when I go to my Facebook feed, like people I know are like every third post or something, and in between there's the adverts, and then I'm being suggested other groups, or like, not celebrities, but sort of there's people that take their profiles and they turn them into a brand. So what would you call them? So I guess social influencers of sorts. And it's just full of suggestions of other people I should follow and adverts. And then somewhere now and then I'll get, and it includes groups usually, sometimes. And then every now and again I'll get a post from my friend, and I'm just like, I'm so over this. So whoop, he went there. It's okay, he didn't go far. So this is what I'm going to do in September. If you are on board with it, I'm going to move away for my community. obviously I'm here and doing all this stuff. This is specifically about a community that I want to build for everyone, not just for me. I want to make it into a sort of resource, because this is a very powerful tool that I'm talking about. I'm going to make a Discord group. So if you're not familiar with Discord, Discord is, well, its roots are in gaming, to be honest, which is why I know it. And I've been on Discord for, I looked it up, I've been on Discord for 8 years. And it's basically, it's if you're not familiar with it, it's kind of like a crossover with a Facebook group, and sort of it's a bit more chatty-ish, and it's not. It's the same as Facebook in the sense that, like, you have conversations there, but it feels a bit more dynamic. It doesn't feel like Facebook. It feels like you only see things unless you go to the actual manually go to the group. You just get what Facebook selects. Whereas Discord, you absolutely, if it's up to you, it's up to the end users what you see and what you get notified for. But if somebody tags you, you always get the tag. If somebody posts in a group, you'll always get a notification if that's what you want. And nothing is filtered. Like, it's moderated. They do moderate it, stop like wackos doing wacko things. But I guess because it doesn't have this same element of, well, it's not trying to sell you things as much. It doesn't have paid advertisers for a start. It's funded by it. Discord is free, but it has a paid version, and the paid version, though, it's like a subscription. It's a bit like, you would get Netflix. It's one of those ones you just switch it on and off each month if you want, and you get extra emojis and animated emojis and stuff like that. And then they have a cash shop for, like, if you want to buy special seasonal. They have cute Halloween ones, for instance, coming out, and it's all that sort of thing. So that's how they make the money. But the free version is amazing, and it's usually what I use. But it's the key to it is that it's about community, and it's a very powerful tool in that you can, as a server owner, you can set things up and customize it. It's quite powerful in that sense. But also as an end user, like, you can select what you see and what you don't and what you get notifications on, as opposed to when someone like Facebook or YouTube decide what you see. Right. And now I will take all day. Like, if somebody doesn't want to hear my post, then that's fine. Switch off the notifications from me. But don't Facebook, don't do that. YouTube, don't do that. That should be my choice or the person who's watching it's choice. So yeah, if you're interested, this is something I'm going to be setting up. Like I say, we need to get the holiday weekend and stuff out the way with, and I need to get my that's twice now I've spilt them on there. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I think there's a lot. I have a lot of nervous energy at the moment, probably because of everything that's going on. There's a lot of things going on. But yeah, if you are interested in joining my Discord, then let me know. In particular, I'm interested in if you want to be here, like, right at the start when I'm setting it up. Like, there's a lot of like technical things where, when you're setting the layouts and what channels you want, because it's, like I say, it's deeply customizable. But with customizable comes a lot of choices and a lot of fiddling. So there are a lot of settings for me to do. So if you are already on Discord, you might be, or just if you're willing to join it. So Discord, you can view it through a web browser, or there is a app which you can have for your PC, your Mac, or you can look it on devices. There's apps for. I'm pretty sure there's there's definitely an iPhone, an Android, an iPhone. It's like all the things. It's a proper thing. Like millions and millions of people use Discord. But yeah, it's histories in gaming, and a bit like how a lot of people think about Twitch for gamers, where there's actually, if you look at Twitch, there are other things there, but I know there are some other artsy craftsy people. I think it's diamond painting. I've definitely heard someone talk about their Discord group. But yeah, I'm looking for what are we looking for? I'm looking for sort of test monkeys. if you want to be there right at the start and help me out to build this, I'm just looking for like a handful of people, just so that I can do a setting and say, can you see this? Can you see this? Does this work? Do you think this works? Let me know if you're interested in being a pioneer, and then what I'll do is once it's all set up, we can open it to everybody. But yeah, preferably if it's somebody I know. If you watch the channel, drop me a note in the comment. Don't put any personal details. Don't put any handles or anything like that. Just let me know if you're interested, and then what I'll do is I'll let you know how to the best way to contact me. I mean, you can always send an email if you want, or message me on Facebook. If you know me on Facebook on my personal profile as well, do let me know. The other thing I was planning, and this is why I was saying I want this to be. Hang on, I need to focus on a number. Right, 3371. 3371. 33. Where is it? There, I'm going blind. The other thing, aside from it, remember I said I wanted it to be a community, but I want it to be a resource. And what I meant by that is because I know a lot of people have channels who watch my channel, right? I know there's a lot of people that have that. I also know there's a lot of small businesses out there who are equally reliant on the fickle whim of Facebook and YouTube to network with their customers. And apart from, otherwise it's all through email. But some of these companies, if they got hacked even on Facebook, then they're locked out of their account, and they can't talk to anybody until it's difficult. They just have to hope that somebody else, if they go on their personal profile and they can announce it, they just have to hope that word gets around. So here's what the plan is. I want to make it a social place. I want to make it a safe place. It's a place for conversation. It's a place where you can share your WIPs. Guess what? You can do things like spoiler tags in Discord, which means if you was working on a mystery kit, you can work on a mystery kit and show your progress, and then the people who don't want to see it just don't click on the spoiler tag. It's amazing. I love Discord. But what I was also thinking of doing was making a sort of sub channel. Well, it's not a sub channel. It would be part of the same community, but it would be you break it down into rooms. But we would have like a creators room, so that creators can get together and support each other or have questions. Because let me tell you, like, it can be a really difficult journey to decide to have a channel. I mentioned the ups and downs. sometimes it's not even about having help. Sometimes it's just about talking to somebody who's experienced what you've experienced. So this is wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is hang on, 1. Oh no, that is right. Okay. So first of all, I thought that would be a good place because a lot of people. No, I have done it wrong. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should be row 5. Right, this one should be up here, and I missed, or it's one of these ones that was just put in the wrong place. What was I saying? So yeah, first of all, I thought it was a good place for creators to get together and just like have a shoulder to lean on. It's not even about technical advice or anything like that or networking. It's just about having a friendly sort of ear, somewhere you can go, just and somebody understands when you log in and you've got a 1010. Like a YouTuber will know exactly what you're talking about, and they'll not only do they know what they're talking about, they know what it feels like, and I think that is important sometimes to have that sort of support. So that was part of it. And then I thought, well, do you know what? I wouldn't mind if there's a lot of small creators out there, not creators, small businesses who do not have like a mouthpiece that is not reliant on the likes of Facebook. So I'm like, do you know what? I would love to have a creators corner, but also a small business corner. And everybody would be welcome there. And as long as they kept it to, it's not rule free. You can't just spam links or whatever to your channels and your videos and your cover minders or whatever it is that you sell. You can't just spam links everywhere. But you'd have a special place where you can drop as many links as you like, and then people, as long as there's an option that people there who are just there for the community can choose to look at the links and not just ignore, not be bombarded in their conversations with it, then that's what I'm thinking. And I think that would be a really good way to connect, the three things. You've got the your supporters and viewers, and you've got your creators who are creating as well, but they're supporting each other. And then you've got small businesses who quite often do work with creators, when they're showing off products. It's not even like, it doesn't have to be an official thing. They're just like, yeah, this, thank you for sharing. I saw somebody the other day saying thank you for sharing that we've got a sale on somewhere, right? Things like that. You would be able to do that within the Discord, and everybody who was there who was interested in seeing that sort of thing are guaranteed to see it, because Discord does not filter. It doesn't. There is no algorithm. This is the magical word. There is no algorithm for Discord. So if you say something, then people will see it if they want to, and if they don't want to, you can just like mute or just hide. You can mute channels, like if you're busy or just not in the mood for talking. You can just mute a channel for 24 hours or even 3 hours. If you was working and you shouldn't really be reading, you can put something on, just mute a channel for like 6 hours, and it just come on again by itself. So that was the plan. Is a big, big, big ambition, because building communities is not easy. My community, I love you. I really, and that's not being like sarcastic or facetious or anything. Like, just you guys make it worthwhile, but you're also small, and yeah. So making these things about, oh, you could do this and could do that. That's like a future thing that could happen if we get through the teething stages. Because I'm realistic, it might not work out, and if it doesn't work out, that's fine. But I take the view of, right, what do I take the view of? I take the view of this being wrong. I've already done that one. I've just not ticked it off. I take the view that if you don't try it, then you'll never know, will you, if it would work. And if it doesn't work, then there's no harm done. It's just like, I'm not going to sit there and cry myself to sleep because people didn't want to talk to me. Just like, I'm used to that. But it's just like, but it could also like be really good because everybody can talk freely and not worry that their messages aren't going to get through. It's a safe environment. It's you know, you can do it so that only people with verified emails and things like that, to make sure that, you know, you don't get spammers in there and things like that. I highly recommend Discord if you're not familiar with it. There are lots of communities on there. But yeah, I've gone into way more detail than I play. This is what my brain is like at the moment. I'm just like, I have this idea, and it's just like I hyperfixate. I think. Well, I don't think. I know I do sometimes. And then I'm just like, oh, yeah, I could do this and I could do that, and it's just like, oh, calm down. You've not even started it up yet. You've not even registered the channel. So yeah, but drop me an email if you no, drop me a comment and I'll let you know what's happening, and when, if you are willing to help me out. And I mean, I'm not even gonna, I could be saying, oh yeah, you can have special icons and emojis and things like that, which you can, but that's all like sort of getting ahead of, you know, those are the type of things that you do at the end when you're putting some finishing touches on. Right now, it would literally just be like the bare bones. We're just sorting out, you know, what we need and what we don't need. So if you are willing to help me with that, I would greatly appreciate, you know, just helping me out. And it could be amazing. It could be terrible. Well, it won't be terrible. It might be just like a damp firework. It just might not come to anything, but it could be amazing. And if it is amazing, then guess what? You'll be like, you can set roles, because that's how you do it, that people can see only certain channels and the bits they're interested in. Like, because obviously I'll be doing this for my colouring channel as well, and some people will be in both places, but some people aren't interested in colouring, or colouring people aren't interested in diamond painting. They can just hide that room and see the bits they want. But you can set, by setting up a role, I could set up a role that's, you know, a special role, pioneer, that you only get. It'd be a unique role that that's special to only people who was there at the beginning and helped me out. So yeah, and if no one wants to do it, that's fine. I'm not going to be hurt. I'll just do it by myself. But I would have greatly appreciate if anybody is willing to come to a Discord channel and be there for the very beginning. Help me set it up, and it'd be, like I say, it's going to be it'd be a nice, safe place. I would never lead you astray to something that I thought was a bit dodgy. Do you know what I mean? I would hope that you trust me enough to, like, so that even if you're not familiar with Discord, it's yeah, you would. Where's this going? That you trust me enough that I would never lead you to something that was like really suspect. It's like it's a proper thing, but its strength is community, and then we can just link. That was where I was kind of going with it, though. But we can link every time we upload a YouTube channel, a YouTube video. What have I done? Oh, I've not ticked them off. There's the problem there. I must have forgotten to do the tick before I went to the next colour. Right, let's do that. Oh, that's going to confuse me now. Where am I? Right. This. I'm doing this one. Here. Oh, I'm an idiot. Right, I think I'm going to tick these off. I'm going to go back and tick off the one that I missed, which is all these browns. Apparently, I did them all, and I just didn't. I know what happened. I probably just switched tools and didn't notice that they'd all disappeared. We're just going to assume that I did it all right. Just tick them all off. Okay, let's go back to this one. So I've done those. What was I saying? Can't remember. I just lost it. Time to move on. I've wibbled about that way too much. Way too much. Right, so this is this shape. Now I know where I am. do that and there and that and there. I see. I get. I see. I can't. I was. That's a wonky drill. It's like a what do you call them? Uh, no, rhombus. Well, words. But I do feel I've done something wrong still because of that. Let's count. 1, 2, 3. Yes. 1, 2. Yes. 1, 2. Yes. Space. Yes. Oh, maybe I haven't done it wrong. Okay. Yeah. So, what else can I talk about apart from being obsessed with out of the blue the Discord thing? Oh, I forgot to change tools. See, that's about how it all goes wrong. Those off. Okay. Oh, so if you remember, you know when I did the kitting up, the re-kitting up, where I added in more drills for this, and I was like, I don't understand. There's a colour that's not. I've got a colour in my pots, and it's not in the painting. I'm like, I've not got a zero. I'd remember that. Oh, apparently I didn't. Or apparently I just didn't notice. I don't know if I didn't notice. Maybe I even mentioned it. I have to go back and watch an old video to see if I mention it. But I don't think I saw it. I don't think I noticed that I got a zero. So yeah, that was a sort of anticlimax. Just like so much. I was like, I was back before I had a zero. I was like, yeah, when I get a zero, that'll be all over my thumbnail. That's big news. No, it went by without as much as a whimper. Just like, but hey guys, guess what? I've got my first zero. It was a very very small colour. I think it was one of these ones that only had like 70. So yeah. So how about that? I got my first zero. Right, so I've forgotten to put in them ones. So I've forgotten that all three of them. Well done. And over here, there's a couple. I didn't even see them. The symbols are very similar. They're all circles, black circles. It's a black circle, or it's a black rectangular thing, or it's an 8 ball. So yeah, I've just missed them. All right. It probably doesn't help that I'm just wibbling so much. It's never a good sign when I just go off on off on a tangent. How are we doing for time? Oh my god, I've been ages. I think what I'll do is I'll do a time lapse. But before I'll mention, because this is a sort of adjacent to me missing, not noticing the zero. Because if I don't know if you remember, like this is like, oh, I don't know. I think it was like last year, maybe. And I was going to kit up, or it was earlier in the year. I can't remember. I was going to kit up a square painting, and I put the drills to one side, and then I didn't have time to film the video. So and they was just sitting there, and they was just sitting there, and they was just sitting there, and I said to myself, you know what? If I just leave those drills sitting there, they're going to get lost because they're all in Ziploc bags. So I could just see them sort of just tipping over. No, I want that there, and this hole is the one I've missed. And so I was like, put the drills in a safe place. And then, like a week or so later, I was like, right, I can do that video now. Where are the drills? And I couldn't find them. And I hunted high and low. Like, I was looking in places like 3 times, the same place, because I was just like, I've looked in all the places that I could think of that would work for my brain for like, what is the safe place? Which safe place have I done it in now? Sort of thing. And I could not figure it out. And I'd got the painting out as well, because the painting was it was from Prism, so there was a bit like how the one with the diamond art do. If you buy two, then they didn't have their own individual box. They both came rolled up in a box. So I got the diamond painting out, and I put that with like I've got like a cardboard box that's like diamond painting. I've had diamond paints delivered in it basically, and that's where I keep things like my blank cross stitch canvases and things like that. Oh, and like also my Jasmine Beckett Griffith, because that doesn't have a box either. So I put it in that as a protective thing. I was like, right, I'll put the canvas in there where it's protected and not going to get flattened. And I could not find these drills, and I hunted high and low for weeks. It wasn't just like I looked once. I was like, oh, there's another brown one. Finding these drills where I've spilt them all. There's a grey up there. And I was just like, I'd give up. I'll give up. They'll turn up eventually, because I know what they're like, what I'm like. I knew I hadn't thrown them away, so they was here somewhere. And I thought maybe they'd fallen down the back of a drawer, sort of thing, So, and you pull out the drawer and it's fallen out like through the unit. I thought it might be something like that, so I was just like, it'll turn up eventually when I'm going through all my tidying ups and my reorganising, etc., etc. Right, let's fix this one though. I've forgotten half the drills. 3834. And anyway, I found them. So I mean, the good news is it wasn't in the place that I'd looked before. Ooh, I don't even know where that went. It wasn't in the place where I'd looked before. So, which makes me feel better, because it was, like I say, some places I looked like 3 times. I'm like, no, it's definitely not there. I'm not being blind. So I was sorting out the Jenga in the cupboard of diamond paintings, because there was a lot of boxes that was mishmashed. And right, so that was not supposed to be there. It's another drill in the place where it shouldn't be. Anyway, so I was sorting out the Jenga pile to just reorganize it. I didn't pull out all my paintings, but I just pulled out all the paintings on the top, so that I didn't have small paintings underneath the big paintings, and hence the Jenga. Because like that pile was hanging on by its fingertips. It was only a matter of time. Oops. There we go again. I don't know what's going on. Right. So yeah, so I pulled out and I thought, well, I can't find the drills. Let's put this, and I decided to throw away a few spare boxes that were like, and then combine like a few paintings in, like, they don't have special boxes, so they're just like nondescript boxes. I thought, well, I might as well take them out, the crappy boxes, and just roll them all up together and have them in one big box, and that'll save me some space as well. And I thought, well, I might as well put flipping painting back that I can't find the drills for. So I pulled it out and I was like, all right, Anna, let's get all these blank canvases together. I'll put them together and I'll put that together, and like, what should I do with this diamond painting that I'm doing, the other cross stitch conversion? I pulled that out, and then at the bottom of the box, where the painting had been sitting, was all the drills. And clearly some part of my brain said, oh, it remembered that I'd put the canvas there in this safe place so it wouldn't get crushed. Put the drills with the canvas. It never occurred to me. Never occurred to me, not even once. I was like, oh, you little devils. And then I was like, oh, you idiot. Why didn't you think of that? 310. I in a way, I'd kind of forgotten, because the painting wasn't the focus of my mission. Like, the focus of the mission was to find the drills, and I'd almost forgotten that the painting itself, the canvas, was pulled out as well. But clearly when I put the drills away, I hadn't forgotten that, and that's where they were all this time. The drills were in the canvas. I'm an idiot. I am an idiot. Right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm not going to put that there because that's in the wrong place. Put that there. I think I'm going to go through a quick time lapse just to get through this 310, and I'll come back when there's just like I've got 3 colours left to do. So I'll do the 310 and whatever one other, and then there'll be 1 colour left, and we're just blam 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 blam. That's how we're going to go. Right. Back in a sec. All right, there we go. We just got, so this is 3799, which is the last one. What I'll do is I will at the end, as usual, I will put in the how many stitches we've done into that little stitch pal, which estimates the finish date. As I'm behind, I basically missed last month. It's the price I paid for working on Elsa, but yeah, I know I will have fallen behind, but it'll only be a little bit. I'll see if I can get back. Well, I'm not going to get back to it in August, am I? Because like August is over, end of next week. But September, let's see. Now that I've got more time on my hands, I'll see if I can do two in September, or maybe I can just do like work on it off camera and catch up a little bit that way. I used to do that a bit, quite a bit. I'd work on the. Is this? Where'd that come from? That is not the same colour. No, it looks like the 939 that I just did. I used to do like the boring bits. Well, I say the boring bits. It's all it because I do such small sections. I'm thinking probably they're all from a watching point of view. None of it's particularly exciting, is it? Unless we're working on a dragon. That is missing a corner. So yeah, I might try and get in an extra session before the next whip and chat with this. We'll be a bit further along, and hopefully we'll, because the dragon wing is up here, so we should. Yeah, I might do that and see if I can catch up, or at least not fall behind anymore. So yeah, we'll put that in and see where we go. I can't remember what we was in. 75, 75, I think maybe. And it was like, but it was quite late. It was like October or something like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's moved to 76. And then at the end, I will post a picture just so you can see the progress. I should pull what might I do? I've got words. What I might do is at some point I should pull all them pictures, you know, the end picture from the video, and turn that into a little montage where you'll just see it all, like see it grow. Maybe I'll do that at the beginning of the year, like it'd be a start of the year thing, and that'll really motivate me to. That is, where'd it go? That was a wonky shaped one. Didn't like it. That one's got a curved back. But it was wonky. I could see it. It wasn't square. Oh, give it that. It might have been that one. And yeah, that'd be a fun little montage, wouldn't it? Trouble is, I'll have to cut out all the videos because, in my wisdom, I'm pretty sure I haven't kept the actual photos that I import into the video. The battle is real when it comes to space, disk space, phone space, memory, whatever. So I think I've deleted them, but that's all right. I can just take screenshots. It's fine. And yeah, we'll do that. What? Oh. Yeah, I peaked too early earlier. I was just like babbling like a fool, which is pretty normal to be fair. But now I run out of things to say. We did win the football though. I was talking about the Euros last time, the women's soccer. If you're in the States, we call it football. And yeah, it was going to be the final on the Sunday, and I think I was filming on the Thursday, and we won. I went to penalty shootouts. I hate penalty shootouts. They feel so bad. Even when you win, I like seeing the other team like devastated. And the reason why I don't like it is because ultimately, like, it's down to one person has to take the responsibility of like that missed that one shot. I'd much prefer if it just went to sudden death in extra time. At least the mistake generally it comes from like playing the game as opposed to a spot kick under crazy amounts of pressure. I don't like it, but I understand why they do it that way because it's all about the TV, isn't it? The TV ratings and the slots, and they don't want to. They don't want it to run because it could go. It could take 10 minutes. It could take 40 minutes until they're like dead on their feet because they're worn out. But yeah, that was good, and I think they're the first national team to win it twice or twice in a row because they won the Euros last time. I won't say they got lucky, but there was a lot of moments where they goofed and had to come from behind. So if nothing else, it was a good display of stamina and determination. But sometimes they did goof in ways that you think, yeah, that shouldn't have happened in the first place. But they won, so we forget all about that. We'll just skip over that bit. Right, this is it. It is done. A lot of dark colours today, and a lot of drills that are they was just like in the wrong place. Right, let's just tick all those off. Right, let's put this away and let's look at Stitch Pal. Right, so I won't actually show the tablet on here because it always reflects up anyway because I'm by the window. So it's all right. I've only lost like 2 weeks, so that's all right. I was expecting worse, but so we're still in October 2075 for our finish date. Goodie, and so let's just for a word, let's pick a word. Pineapple. You know why? You know why. And that is a reminder there. Before I put my picture up and say my goodbyes, don't forget to check out Louise's channel. It's linked in the description below. Don't forget to let me know about if you are on Discord or you're willing to join Discord and help me out with setting up a community. And I will see you all again very soon. Bye for now. Bye.